Greg answers questions. If you have questions, Greg answers questions for you. Greg answers questions.
Oh, man!
If you have questions,
Wow!
Greg
I don't know why jumping on the sofa is fun, but for some reason it's check it out. This is fun. This is what you like to do when you're in your 40s. Okay, welcome to Greg Answers Question. Gonna answer just one question today. Because why answer 12 when you can just answer one? Well, next time I'll get back. I'll answer a bunch of your other questions from the previous video comments next time. But this time, just one. Whew, I'm winded. Before we get to that, I want to thank Sinfallen23 for the remix of Greg Answers Questions this week. Thank you so much for that remix. It's delightful and fun. And 23, that's my lucky number. Because it's the day that I was born on, January 23rd, which is the day after tomorrow. So happy birthday to me. It's not a big birthday. It's not one of those important birthdays. Not one to like have a party or anything. Kim's going to take me out. I really am winded just from jumping up and down. Because that happens when you're 43. In 2 days, 43 years old. Don't I look old? I'm so old. Whatever. Age is in here. Not here. It's just in here. And in here, I'm 13. We've talked about that before, but I might have to talk about it again. There's some other stuff I want to say about it. But for today, I think I'd just talk about inappropriate jokes. That I love humor. I don't know if you knew this about me, but I do enjoy the humor, the comedy jokes. And I was talking to my buddy Dave about inappropriate jokes. Things that, jokes that are just sort of taken for granted and everybody just sort of knows them. These are jokes that you probably know, but you're like, whoa, that's so wrong. There's nothing funny about that in reality, and yet it's a joke. Henny Youngman, who's an old comic from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, he's long dead, but he made me laugh a lot because he was so corny. He used to tell this joke about a man who was at the cemetery and visiting 3 graves of his wives, and another man came up and says, excuse me, I'm just curious who you're visiting. He goes, oh, these are my 3 wives. I lost 3 wives. He says, really? Oh, it's terrible. How'd that happen? He says, well, the first wife died from eating poison mushrooms. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, and the second wife, she also died from eating poison mushrooms. Really? Well, how about the 3rd wife? Oh, she was strangled. Strangled? That's terrible. Yeah, she wouldn't eat the mushrooms. Now that's funny, but it's about a murderer. It's about a guy who has murdered 3 women. So really, when you think about it, there's nothing funny about that in reality. That's horrible. There's another comic, an old Jewish comic from the Borscht Belt, and I love vaudeville and like the history of vaudeville and really old corny comics. This is a guy named Myron Cohen. There's probably 2 people watching this video who have heard of Myron Cohen. But he used to tell a story, a joke. Well, a lot of his jokes were like stories. But he used to tell a joke. Man was standing before the judge, and the judge says, sir, you have been charged with statutory rape. How do you plead? And the man says, Your Honor, if I'd have known she was a statue. And that's the end of the joke. Now, what you don't hear is the second half of that sentence, which is, if I'd have known she was a statue, I wouldn't have raped her. That's horrible. That's what he's saying, because he had sex with a child, with a minor under, not a child, but a minor under 18. That's what statutory rape is. And that's what that's about. Statutory rape in real life, not funny. But that joke is a classic joke. There are so many things you could think of that are not funny in real life, like AIDS and the Holocaust and murder and death, and these things are not actually funny, and yet all of these jokes revolve around these horrible, inappropriate topics. I don't know if I had really heard a Holocaust joke that I thought was funny, because the Holocaust was not funny in the least. It was horrible. But yet, there was a comedian, and I don't know his name, but I know that he was a writer for The Simpsons. Maybe someone knows who it is, they can tell me his name. But he said a joke that went something like this. He said, my grandfather was in the Holocaust, and it really affected him. To this day, he refuses to step foot in a gas chamber. Now that's horrible. But I laughed. It's a horrible joke. There's nothing funny about it, but it's funny. Why is that? Why is it that we laugh at the darkest things? And I'll tell you exactly why we laugh at all of these things. Because humor is a way of coping with tragedy. Humor and tragedy, there's a fine line between them. I think Mel Brooks said something about tragedy is when you get a hangnail. Comedy is when you see someone else crack their shin on the coffee table. Comedy and tragedy, they're right there on top of each other like a sandwich, a delicious sandwich that you could have for lunch if you're hungry, or you could have half of it and mix it with a salad, have the other half later, but you don't want to wait too long because if there's mayonnaise or mustard on it, it'll get soggy. That's not what I was talking about. I got sidetracked talking about sandwiches. Let's get to the question of the week, and the reason why this is the only question I'm answering is because this guy here went to the trouble of making a video response, and I figure out if he's going to go all the trouble making a video, I'd answer his question. So here is Ship'em, user Ship'em, who is apparently waiting for some sort of package. Maybe that package has been delayed, or the packages, it sounds like, more than one package, and he really wants to receive those packages. Anyway, take it away, Ship'em.
Hi, Greg.
Ah! Hello! Hi!
My question for you is, are there any films or TV shows that you've cried in? Because I'm an emotional person, and I find myself crying in movies such as this, Toy Story 3.
I actually did not cry in Toy Story 3. I heard that everybody cried in Toy Story 3 before I saw it, and then I saw it, and Toy Story 3 didn't make me cry. I think actually Toy Story 2 made me cry a little bit. Up! Now, Up, just the first 5 minutes of Up made me cry. The montage of the husband and wife growing old together and not being able to have kids, and then she dies, and he's left all alone, and come on. Yeah, sure I cry in movies. I guess the last movie I cried in was The Other Guys with Will Ferrell, because that movie sucked. No, I didn't cry in that movie. I cried in shit. I don't know. I've definitely cried in movies. I remember speaking of the Holocaust, when I saw the movie The Pianist, directed by Roman Polanski, who everybody loves. Wow, that movie just hit so hard that I couldn't stand up when the movie was over. I had to calm myself down and stop crying at the end of the movie. If you haven't seen The Pianist, man, you got to see that one. Holy shit, that is an amazing movie. I got a great email just yesterday, I think, from a guy named Connor, whose username is nonsensical. Not nonsensical, but nonsensical. And he says this.
Hi Greg, I'm Connor from Colorado. I just wanted to thank you for making the Google TV contest video. I did win, and it was incredible. Well, it is incredible, because it's upstairs, and it's shiny and sleek, and I got it today. And just thank you, Greg. Buddy, I can't say thank you enough.
Ah, sure you can. Okay, one more.
One more time. Thank you, Greg.
See, now that's great. That is great. That is exactly what I was hoping to hear from you guys. I know, listen, first of all, you remember a video that I put up back in December? I said that YouTube was giving away 50 Sony TVs with Google TV. That's really, really cool news, except for those of you who are under 18 or living outside the United States. Those things, of course, completely beyond my control. All I knew was what they were telling me, and I passed along the news. I forget, maybe they're giving away 100 TVs. Anyway, I'm glad you got one, and congratulations. And if any of you else got one, congratulations to you too. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend. I don't think I'm going to be shooting anymore. Well, I'll be shooting, but I won't probably be uploading any videos this weekend because it's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Take my pants off. It's my birthday. Am I too hyper today? I'm a little hyper. Oh, because I just had a huge thing of frozen yogurt and I'm on a sugar high. That means that after I stop shooting this video, I'll probably lie down right here and take a nap for about an hour when I crash. Tonight, this is why I'm wearing this shirt, because tonight, Yeshmin is performing, well, not performing, he's introducing Paul and Storm and possibly Jonathan Coulton at the Paul and Storm and Jonathan Coulton concert at Largo in LA. If you happen to see this video and you're like, hey, I don't have any plans tonight, go on over to Largo and see me and Paul and Storm and Jonathan Coulton, and that's going to be a great show. And I'm really excited. Well, you won't really see me, you'll just see Yeshmin. I'm excited that he's going to be there. Don't worry, I'll bring my camera so you guys can see it. I'll shoot stuff like this. And I'm just going to be hanging out backstage with the guys and having some fun. So, I'll shoot that and I'll put that video up for you within the next few days when I have time to cut it together. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I'm sorry I was so hyper. It's really just yogurt. It's just frozen yogurt, that's all. Okay, what kind of frozen yogurt did you have? Chocolate, peanut butter, and Reese's peanut butter cups on top. I know, it's simple, plain, and delicious. Except if you're in Australia, then you're like, peanut butter, why do Americans eat peanut butter? I know Australians don't like peanut butter, but it's okay because we don't like that spread stuff that you... Vegemite. We don't understand Vegemite. That doesn't really exist here. We've all tried it maybe once. Like, oh God, what is that? Anyway, you have your Vegemite, we'll have our peanut butter, and everything will be fine. Have a great weekend, you guys. Enjoy yourselves. See you later.